Hello and welcome to the Godot TiltFive OpenCV channel, or as I'm starting to call it, the GTO channel, because that's an awful lot of syllables. I want to give you a quick update on some interesting Godot and TiltFive developments this week, including an update on the GodotXR extension, TiltFive Godot developments, and our very own OpenCV GD extension. Watch to the end to get the latest news on Dragon Magic Studios and their fancy TiltFive boards. First up, Bastian Olli released a video at the beginning of this week with instructions on how to use his Godot XR extension. Fans of AR or VR with pass-through will be very pleased to hear that Godot now has pass-through support as of 4.3. I got very excited when I watched his video, as it teased us with the potential of marker support in the future. I've since chatted to Bastian, and he informed me that marker support will have to come via the vendor, as VR headset video is subject to strict privacy restrictions. So far, only Vario and HTC have support for what I assume are Aruko markers, which is a bit of a blow. However, TiltFive support is very much possible. More on that later. In Godot TiltFive news, Patrick Down has been beavering away on the TiltFive extension. In particular, he is adding support for the infrared camera, often referred to as the TT camera. I've been keeping in touch with him on this so that we can use it in our own GD extension. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified when we have more news on that. Right, it's time to talk about our own GD extension for OpenCV. Firstly, a big shout out to Rafael Diaz, who has recently joined the project. You can find him on GitHub under the username RafaDDS. He has a lot of experience using OpenCV and Unity and has been working on the Linux version of our extension. This week, he completed an early version of the Matte class, no relation. He also implemented video capture. You can check out the project on GitHub and run it yourself. Link is in the description below. Raphael has been developing Linux this week, and I've been adapting his code to run in Windows and Mac OS. I'm pleased to say we have it working on all three platforms, and I'll look into providing Android and iOS support in the future. Please leave a comment if you want support for other platforms, or just let us know which ones you care about so we can just focus our effort on those. So far, I've managed to get streaming data from the TiltFive TT camera with help from the folks on the TiltFive Discord channel. I created my own app and got the NDK working directly, then I saved some of the images for testing in OpenCV. You can see in the video that's playing that I have OpenCV recognizing Aruko markers on a live stream. You might not be aware, but there is also a live viewer app included with the TiltFive software located in the driver utils folder. That location is posted on the screen. You can use the live viewer to diagnose if your TT camera is working correctly and see if the board is being recognized correctly. It's a really neat little diagnostic app. It really shows up the dirt as well if you've got loads of dirt on the board. Anyway, I had the images from the camera with my Aruko markers. I was able to read them into the Godot OpenCV extension and identify them. We have quite a long way to go yet, but we are making progress toward a fully supported Godot TiltFive implementation of Aruko markers. Why are we doing this, you may ask? Well, I do love board games, and what could be better than holographic board games with pieces you can actually move around. And finally, an update on Dragon Magic Studios. If you own a TiltFive system but are making do with the supplied board, you may want to look into upgrading. Dragon Magic recently announced that they are no longer selling their high-end TPU rollable mats, but they are, however, batching up pre-orders. So if you're looking to trick out your system with the best possible mat in the market, you will need to convince your fellow TiltFive owners to do the same. Once 50 or so pre-orders have been placed, Dragon Magic will gladly manufacture these high-end boards. So if you create the demand, they will supply it. Dragon Magic Studios have their own Discord server, so if you want to contact them, I suggest you go there and see how many folks are in the pre-order bucket. Kind of like a Kickstarter, but it's just being done directly with them. They may do a Kickstarter later, we'll have to see on that one. Dragon Magic Studios are still producing 2 products on demand though. They are blank rollable RR material sheets and arcade sheets, which are a fabulous concept for TiltFive, offering a much broader field of view for your games. You should check it out. If you're looking to get an arcade sheet, take a look at the link below on how to make your own frame. There is a step-by-step community-made guide using standard pipes, and it looks fantastic. Do have a look at that arcade sheet, because if you've not seen it before, it's pretty phenomenal. I will be making a video on Dragon Magic Studio mats and sheets in the future, so you know what to do if you want to be informed of that video when it comes out. Before I go, I want to give a massive shout out and a thank you to the wonderful Godot and TiltFive communities, specifically Rafael Diaz, Patrick Down, Bastian Olli, Das Voot, Casper, and Forbim. They've all been either very helpful in getting me up to speed with Godot and TiltFive development, or they've just been a massive inspiration. Well, it's been a pleasure. Toodle pip!